AOC. People love Jasmine Crockett. People love Eric Swalwell and the like. I think that the Democratic Party should put the people out there who the people want. They should put the politicians out there who the people want, asking for, who are meeting the moment with the same energy that
they're not asking for AOC.
Yes, they are.
The people you party with
No. The people I party with don't like AOC.
Oh, please.
No, they don't at all.
Well, most people don't. But she's AOC, very far left.
Let me tell you why I'm saying that.
Is this. When I first became a public defender, I had no criminal defense experience. And I walked in and I told my boss, Charlie, I said, listen, you should hire me. He said, why? I said, because I'm black. Charlie looked at me like I was crazy.
Person Crockett is part of the new trend where informality is okay. Formality used to reign. Okay, fine. That's been going.
A podcaster talks or some shit. Fuck it, man. Imagine, I don't know, Obama saying, oh, man, dude, this shit is whack. Fuck it. You slap me. I'm fucking over it.
Let's go directly to one of the most significant storms now roiling the Democratic Party. Never one to hold back. Bill Maher has sparked a tempest by attacking two of the party's most prominent members, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, or AOC, and Jasmine Crockett. In an eye-catching criticism, Maher asked whether their audacious, media-savvy approach is concealing a lack of true leadership skills, particularly at a time when the party is experiencing significant internal turmoil. However, this goes beyond a simple personality conflict. As Democrats struggle with a rising contradiction between viral moments and real administration, it represents a broader, more dangerous rift inside the party. Maher's comments have revealed an unsettling reality. The party's identity issue could be existential rather than just political.
Trans people filming us in the bathroom. How many of these trannies are taking selfies? These men are taking selfies in women's spaces, in the bathroom. It's gross. It's disgusting. So if we're going to talk about civil rights, let's talk about the rights of women in this country and how you're stripping them away every single day. And you're doing it in your legislation, in your messaging, you're doing it on X. You're making women feel unsafe in this country. And you're making the opportunity for women and girls to be raped, to be sexually abused in this country even greater than ever been. So don't come over here with your attitude and talk to me about rights when you're trying to take my rights as a woman, a rape survivor, away.
Voters are now beginning to pose the difficult questions. Did we really sign up for this sort of representation? This is far more than a light-hearted sideline remark. It's a sobering examination of how we got here and what it says about leadership today. For many, the irritation is not just political, it is personal, as they believe that soundbites and attention-seeking are taking precedence over the fundamental principles of civil service and content.
How we got there, because I tried to make it clear how many civil rights, it doesn't just boil down to one conversation, but I can see that somebody's campaign coffers really are struggling right now. So she gonna keep saying trans, so that people will feel threatened. Child, listen, I want y'all to know whether or not.
Do not call me a child. I am no child.
I want to find out
I am a grown
which
woman.
of those emails actually have. Chairman, I am reclaiming mine.
You will not do that.
Order.
I am not a child.
I am reclaiming my time.
If you want to take it outside,
Mr. Chairman, the committee is in order.
Order.
Point of order. Point of order.
Order. Chair recognizes Ms. Crockett.
No, point of order, Mr. Chairman.
State your point.
Is it allowed in the rules for a member to incite violence against a member? I mean, she said she wants to take it outside.
Hey, I have the First Amendment right too.
And so, I those words to be taken down. I am moving to have words taken down. I believe it's against the rules.
Going outside doesn't incite violence.
Another
you have a conversation that isn't.
The committee will suspend. The member will state the words he.
Bill Maher is appealing to a deep-seated voter resentment with his signature humor and unvarnished honesty, the type that causes people to pause and consider, if these are our leaders, where are they taking us? This is the sort of place for you if you value daring discussions that question the current quo. Press the subscribe button now. We have only just begun. Let's get to the crux of the argument now. Maher plunged directly into controversy rather than just avoiding it. His conversation with AOC and Jasmine Crockett wasn't your typical political debate. It was a scathing, unrestrained criticism of the apparent direction that some parts of the Democratic Party are taking. In true Maher fashion, He didn't mince words when he questioned if politicians like Crockett and AOC are putting social media celebrity before sound policies.
Right now is that if we continue down this road, then we will not have a rule of law, because we have people that are currently serving and they're saying things like, ignore the judges. What it means to have law and order in this country, that you follow the order and you go through the appeals process, even if you dislike what the judge did. Thank you. And I'm
going to note that when Miss Ocasio-Cortez, or AOC as we know her, filed articles of impeachment on Justice Thomas and Alito, Ms. Crockett was co-sponsored along with Mr. Cohen, both members of the committee. It does seem interesting that the shoe is on the other foot. Everyone is self-righteous. And I think this is a good example. For the last 3 hours, I have had to listen to one side talking about impeachment as though it was the nature of this hearing.
Are their tactics less about creating legislation and more about making headlines? Despite their evident charm and knowledge of internet platforms, he said that such viral moments can be at the expense of actual legislative influence. He also brought up a topic that many people find poignant: isn't the capacity to change lives, rather than merely go viral, the real test of leadership? Using his well-known grin, Maher criticized what he perceives to be a perilous shift towards performance politics, and he's not the only one who notices. Maher publicly challenged what he perceives to be a political landscape that is becoming more and more controlled by spectacle rather than substance, and he didn't even attempt to disguise his dissatisfaction.
Part of the new trend where informality is okay, where formality used to reign. Oh, fine. That's been going on since the 60s. So her routine is that she wants to bring a little of what I might quaintly call the ghetto cat into the space. I get it, bring a blaxploitation movie thing into Congress. Great, work it. But you do not make fun of the fact that somebody lives their life in a wheelchair. That's the word. If she thinks that being black and fabulous gives her a pass on that, then she's got a really unfortunate sense of what black is.
Well, what do you think, Ricky?
He didn't hold back when criticizing what he called a show that is dominating today's Democratic conversation. At first, Jasmine Crockett, who is well known for her approachable, casual manner that appeals to younger people, seemed unconcerned. However, tension swiftly increased as Maher dug further, asking difficult questions like representation, civil rights, and the duties of leadership. What about AOC? She didn't back down for a second. As usual, she intervened to defend her strategy with her usual fervor and conviction, demonstrating her commitment to her engagement style. However, as the discussion progressed, a deeper aspect began to surface. There was a more sobering criticism, one that questioned the long-term effects of influencer-style politics behind the charm, the swift comebacks, and the self-assured posture. Maher directly criticized this expanding tendency, arguing that many leaders could be losing sight of the work that people really care about in their haste to remain popular and relevant.
Was apropos of what's going on the left. And by the way, if you watch the speech, I saw mostly clips of it, and mostly it was people in the audience, the cane, people with there's the cane dude. And then there's, okay, here's our pussy hat uniform. And these, looks like you're at a auction signs. I mean, it was, John Fetterman called it a sad cavalcade of self-owns and petulance. I love him. We should have won last week. The Democrats seem so lost. And here's Jasmine Crockett, who is, I thought, a big leader in the Democratic. Her quote is, "This is a terrible nightmare. Somebody slap me and wake me the fuck up because I'm ready to get on with it." On with what would be my first question. And also, this is like how a podcaster talks or some shit. Fuck it, man. Can you imagine, I don't know, Obama saying, man, this shit is whacked, and fuck it, I'm fucking over it.
The discussion took a sharp turn at this point. What began as a scathing criticism swiftly turned into an intense, multi-voice discussion on what accountability and leadership in the modern political sphere really should entail. Maher's tirade turned into a lively discussion that touched on some of the most important and divisive issues of our day, including women's safety, trans rights, civil liberties, and the fine line between advancement and order in a split party. Every argument was strategically positioned, and every answer carried the danger of upending the whole system, making it like a high-stakes game of political Jenga. Jasmine Crockett took a strong stance, responding to Maher's critiques with incisive insight and compelling anecdotes from her professional life. She vehemently defended her civil rights record, using personal experience to support her arguments. When the discussion turned to perception, how the public views leaders like Crockett and AOC, the argument became more heated. Are we choosing content producers or change agents? It's a problem that's becoming harder to ignore and might influence political leadership in the future. What transpired evolved into a more comprehensive reflection on the status of contemporary politics as a whole, rather than only a criticism of the Democratic Party. The argument turned into a whirlpool of ideas where influencer culture and identity politics clashed, raising difficult issues about the future of leadership in the digital era. It acted as a kind of litmus test, revealing the party's continuous inability to deal with racial and gender identity problems as well as the escalating cultural conflicts. Maher persisted in bringing up the subject, cautioning that the party may be heading into chaos instead of building the resilience it sorely needs due to its fixation with optics and viral events. While Maher responded to her points with his trademark blend of humor and scathing criticism, Crockett returned with emotional conviction as temperatures increased. Voters' underlying worry was reflected by the back and forth. Is the Democratic Party more concerned with appearance than impact? Maher's fundamental demand, clarity and responsibility in a political climate that is becoming more and more chaotic, remained constant throughout. Unquestionably, leaders like Crockett and AOC provide presence and enthusiasm, but the issue still stands. Is it sufficient to re-establish confidence and advance significant policy? Can they lead with purpose while navigating the crossfire of contemporary politics? What do you think? Then, is influencer-style politics an indication that we've lost our way, or does it have a place in contemporary governance? This discussion isn't limited to debate stages or TV panels, so feel free to share your opinions in the comments section. Our democracy's future is being actively shaped by these issues. This conflict of perspectives is now defining a turning point. Although there are some unsettling but legitimate issues with Bill Maher's criticism, Crockett and AOC's insightful answers demonstrate that this argument is more complex than that. Their viewpoints reveal a more profound ideological conflict that has the potential to either reshape or destroy the Democratic Party's identity. As this story progresses, it serves as a crucial reminder that democracy requires dissent. Progress is fueled by conflict, heated discussions, and the pushing and pulling of divergent opinions. The goal of true government is to create something enduring, not to become viral. The glitter of influencer-driven politics must eventually give way to the hard, sometimes unsexy task of true leadership. Whether you agree with Maher's challenge or not, it has spurred a crucial moment of introspection that is grounded in urgency yet wrapped in humor. There is little doubt that the nation is intently observing the Democratic Party to determine its course at this pivotal moment.